All right. Hi, everybody. It's Catie Harris, owner and CEO of NursePreneurs, and we're here talking about NOLA. And what is our topic today?
Our topic is about websites.
Websites. Awesome. Actually, I'm working on a website inside NOLA, like literally right now. um, so this is good. Okay. So let's pull up what we got here and go through this. So websites can be found if you want to put together a website. So, a lot of people will have a WordPress website, and that's fine. And you can actually build your WordPress website inside NOLA, which is up at the top. You can see there's a button called WordPress. And you can build it in there. It's a little bit complicated, and that's something that we can walk you through or get you set up in there properly. But if you want to build a website inside of NOLA, multiple websites, one, you can use the drag and drop website funnels that they have to build your actual website. So with your primary domain. So if your business is called IV Hydration LasVegas.com, that could be inside of NOLA, and you can create that using the website builder. You can also, again, use the WordPress and host that inside NOLA as well. But we're just going to work with the websites that NOLA offers. So you can have as many websites as you want. You can see there's multiple websites built in here. And I build a lot of websites, like I'm building a peptide website inside my clinic store right now, which is going to use a subdomain, which is just go.phillywellnesscenter.com/peptides. That's what the website's going to be. And then we can create multiple different pages on that website. So to get here, you can see on the left-hand side, I went down to sites and clicked on sites. And then up at the top, there's all those different tabs. We've done funnels already. We've done forms, which is up there. And now we're in the second tab, which is websites. And then from here, you just start a new website. And when you click on new website, it's going to ask if you want to build it from scratch, which I never do. But if you want to build it from scratch, you can. I always go with the templates. So you just toggle over to templates, and they have pre-built websites. It's easier. This is the way my mind works. So you can choose from the different types. So if you want to choose a health and wellness type of website, basically you can preview any of them. So the little preview button will show you what the first page looks like. And basically you're going to change out the colors, the images, the words, and put your stuff in there. So if this looks like the type of website that you want, then it's easy enough to go ahead and build this website. So you would just hit continue, which Ira's doing at the top right corner. Do we have a website ready, or do you want to do this one?
Earlier I
Oh, you did wellness spa.
used the wellness spa here. I
Okay.
already loaded since it will take like a minute to be loaded inside of their account. So
All right.
here's the sample.
Yeah, so this is what the website would look like. And, can you go back for a second? Because I want to show that there's multiple different pages here, right? And you can add pages. So on the top right, there's add a new page if you want. If you can duplicate any of those pages. So if you have multiple services, for instance, you can clone pages, and you can add products if you're selling from that page. But to keep it simple, you have your home page. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go in and edit the home page. And from this page, again, you're just going to change out words, colors, and images. You can build all kinds of new stuff in here, but to keep it as simple as possible, That's what you want to, and you see that there's these different builder structures. So you can see how the box around what she just touched is orange. If you go up one level, you'll see a blue box or a purple box, and that's covering that area. If you go up one more, you see a blue box, which she's showing you, which is a column row, and one more, which is the green box. Yeah, so that's the header. So if you wanted to change like the color of the header, you would need to be in that green box, and then you can find the color button on the side. And so now we can change it to white and orange and yellow and whatever color you want. And then if you want to change, let's say the button, that's in an orange box. So you want to click on that, and then you go and change the color from there, the background color. Now, if you want to change out the logo, that's an image, right? So you're going to click in there, and then there is the assets box, which is right there. And you have to have your image inside of one of your folders inside your media storage. So you would just pick whatever image, you can upload it, right? And then you just double click on it. And then you might have to fix the width. So usually like, yep, 200 is a good width for a logo. And so that's underneath of your image options. And then your navigation bar, that's where you have home, about, services, and contact. And you can change those, you can add, you can delete, whatever you want. So can you edit one of those buttons? So for the about, it's going to say we would have to connect this. So, you know, the about, you want to go to page, and then there would be an about page. So is there an about page or not in this?
For this example, we don't have. Let's choose the contact us page.
All right. So you want to go to page, and then you would select the contact page. So if you wanted to have an about page, we would just have to create an about page in the previous place where we were, where all those pages were. So that makes it super easy. Yeah, you just create an about page here. I would just clone one of these pages and then create just an about page, and you would just rename it and call it an about page. You probably just have to refresh. There we go. There's the clone. So you go into settings, just rename it the about page, change your path so it's all consistent, and then update that page. And then we can go back into the home page. And this is essentially what you would do for your services. Like if you're obviously going to have multiple services, and there you go. And then a lot of times you have to refresh the page. So if you make a change, you want to refresh the page so that it all takes. Because I've done that a couple of times where I'm like, you know, I created a new page and it's not showing up. And I'm like, oh, I got to save the page and then update it. So now that it's refreshed, you can go back into navigation, go down to the about page. You're going to go to a page, and then there's our about us page. So now we got that. All right. So from when you're building inside Edit, none of these buttons will work. It's not until you preview that you'll be able to see those pages. And in order to, all right, go ahead and preview. Oh, once it saves, there we go. So there's the about, and now when you click on the about or contact us, it'll take you to those page, and that's how you can see how it's doing. Can you click on the about? It should take us to about. Yep, and there's the about page. We just haven't done anything to it yet. Perfect. So that's the preview mode. When you're in edit mode, none of those buttons will work. So that's how that works. And then you just go through and again, like if you don't see the image, you know, it's because you're in the wrong box. So you can see that image is a full screen image. So that's in the green box. Can you scroll back up a little bit and show them see how she's highlighted the green box now. And then she can change that image from the green box. But if you were, let's say, accidentally in an orange box or something, she just changed. You can have an image there. You can do a video. You can do just a background color. You can change where the location is. You can do a heavy fade, or you can do no fade. If there's no fade, the image will come up real bright. So that's a really nice feature. And then you could repeat the image, if you wanted to. I don't know why you would do that, but do the repeat horizontally.
The image
sometimes it
is
comes out weird, but I mean, you can play with those features, but there's all kinds of image features that you can do. The sticky button, can you make it sticky?
what I suggest for the sticky is our header menu. That, yes, so whenever they click on or they scroll automatically, the header will still on the top.
Yep.
Okay, let's
that is a nice feature, and you can do that for videos too. Like I've seen that on websites, so you can see the navigation bar is not moving, or I mean, it is moving with the page, so it's always there. Oh, I like that feature. I need to put that on mine. So that's really nice. So they can always access that navigation bar. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of features here, and you can get caught up in the design of all of it. I would recommend that you just kind of work within the function here. Now you can always add something. So can you click on the About Us box? Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to add, like, there's that orange button, you could add, like, if you wanted to add an image or a form under About Us. Can you click on the orange button?
Which one again?
Anyone, just click on the orange button.
You mean the plus sign underneath the bottom of the box?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There you go. And this brings you to add an element. So you can add any, if you want to add a headline, if you want to add a form, if you want to add a button, if you want to add a blog post, some gallery, whatever you want. All of these blocks are there. If you want to add a navigation bar for some reason, you can add those, an order form if you want them to go buy something. There's lots of things that you can add here. But if you want to add like a bullet list, there you can see you want to change the color of the text, and then you want to change the icon color so that it's all white, and you can actually change the icon as well. So if you want to select the type of icon, if you don't want it to be a check mark, let's say you want it to be a phone, or an arrow, there you go. So you have lots of things that you can play with, and I think you can even upload. But the bullet list, it will, it'll just keep, it'll do that for you, and I think that's really nice. So if, let's say you want to clone that now, you can clone that whole box, and then you can pick it up and drag it and move it around as well. And then you can delete it.
Can you guys cover the pre-built sections in there? I saw when you highlighted that orange box with the plus sign, in addition to all those other things, it even had pre-built sections on the left.
Yeah, I'm going to have you guys do that, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Right on the left, to the left of bullet. Yeah.
Okay, so these are pre-built sections. So here they can use this pre-built section here, for instance, on the fact section. So if they don't want to use this specific element or template on this one. So you can just click on the plus sign and then go to pre-built section and add, or rather drag the element into the
That's awesome.
website here. So instead of having this kind, so if you don't want to have this specific section, you can just delete it and then have this specific section here.
That's fantastic. So then it would save people all the extra time and energy of redesigning something new.
Yes, and here there are also other features here. So just a recap. Section is the green box. So that is section. That is called section. While the rows are the blue one. This one, the blue box here. While the purple or the purple one is the column. So the orange one are the elements. So here are the elements. So if you don't click on the plus and just click on this icon here on the upper right, so you may just go to the elements and then you can easily add the elements that you would like to add on the page. So for instance, you would like to have a form here. So just drag the form element and then select the form. So on our previous training, we already showed how to create forms. So if you would like to connect a form or add a form to the website, so you need to create form here first on the form builder, and after you create the form, then you can easily connect that on the website. So here's the example of the connected form.
Okay, and they could add that form anywhere, like where you have it down here at the bottom under the contact us. Could they also drag and drop a form up in the top where like the welcome images?
Yes, and there's also a pop-up settings here. So if they would like to have the form to be pop-up, so this is another feature inside of the system. So just to show, let's add the form element here and then select the specific form. And there you go. So on how to connect the pop-up on the website. So here, for instance, on the bottom, here, on the left side or on the right side, there will be a settings here for the button action. So if you would like the button to be connected on the pop-up, it can you can have the pop-up, or you can also connect the button on website, on other landing pages or website pages. So for instance, for the appointment, if you're using Calendly or you're using different calendar app, so you may just insert the site URL here and then just hit save so that the link will be connected to the bottom.
And so if it was a pop-up and you still wanted to connect your Calendly, could you do that or no?
Yes,
The-
so if there's a pop-up here, for instance, you have form. So when you click on the form, there's a setting here for the button action as well. So instead of form builder, the form builder is it can be just an acknowledgement or confirmation message. So if you would like them to be redirected to another landing page or another website page or calendar page, just select the website URL and paste the page URL here. For instance, google.com. Then automatically, once they submitted the form, they will be directed to this page. There's also option to have the connected page to open on a new tab if you would like to have that as an option. Okay, so another thing here, let's check here. So we're done with the elements. So next features here is the global section and section templates. So global section means you can save a specific section and then have that section to be linked to the other website pages. So the global section are typically applied for header and footer so that um, for instance, you added the header on the homepage and you make some revision. Once it is a save as global section, automatically when you made a changes, it will also apply to the other website pages. So on how to save global section, so on the green box, just click on save and then name the box here or the section, for instance, header, website header, and then add to. So you need to select whether this is a global section or just a template. So if template, you can just use this to other website pages that you will be building, but if you will save this as a global section, it can only be used for this website pages here. Okay, so let's click on save and then let's hit save here. Okay, so once saved, then you may proceed on adding that global section to the other website pages so that whenever there's a revision, automatically it will be applied to other pages as well. So here, so this one, so let's remove it and then add global section. So when you add the global section, so this is the section that we just saved. So just hit save, and whenever you made the revision, so let's wait. So okay. So for instance here, instead of services, you change the name to, for instance, services offered. So once you hit on save, automatically on the other website page, it will be applied since we are on a global section. So this is the preview for the contact page. So as they will see, so from services, it's now services offered. While this is the preview for the home page. So that's how they can use the global section feature here.
That's powerful, especially for the both the header and the footer. That as
Yes.
far as keeping it consistent, it'll save people a lot of time.
Yes. Okay, so the same process if they're gonna do that on the footer. So currently our footer is saved as global section. So meaning when we do some revision here, automatically it will be applied to calendar and to other pages here.
That's perfect. I did have another question. I know we're going through this list, but just really quickly, because I'm sure that the viewers are curious about this as well. But Catie mentioned that we could add products in here if we wanted to sell something from a particular page. So can we put that on the agenda as well to go through how to add a product to a page?
Okay, so on how to add a product, so first we need to have an element on our landing page. The element would be the order form. So here, let's do on the pop-up. So here instead of form, so we can have on the pop-up an order form element here. So let's add the order form. So on the order form, we can customize this if, for instance, we don't want to collect the company name since we just need full name and phone and email address. And if you don't want also to collect address, so we can also hide that. We can also customize this by changing the font. So it will be more readable here. Okay. So once the order form has been connected, then the next step here is to add product inside of the page. So on how to add product, so we just need to select on this three dot and click on products. Okay, so click on add product. However, if there's no product yet created inside of the system, so we need to go first to the payments so that we could create the product.
Perfect, which we don't have to go through the steps here, but you guys definitely keep watching our weekly calls because we go through in depth each of these topics to break it down.
Yeah, so let me just quickly create a test product here. So we could link this to the website. So now the product has been created, then we may proceed on adding the product. So just click on add product and then select the product here, the product price, and the product name can be changed. And then once hit on save, now the product is connected to the website page. However, there's a note here since we don't have payment integration connected yet on this system. But this is how it will look like. So let's have the pop-up here. So now the pop-up includes the order form and the product. Then they may proceed on collecting payments using this order form.
Really straightforward. Thanks, Ira. I don't think anyone will have any additional questions, but if you guys do, feel free to leave them in the comments or send us a message at hello@nursepreneurs.com.
This was awesome. And yeah, the websites are really powerful, and you can make as many websites as you want. There'll be subdomains unless you have your main domain in here. So I would recommend that if this is going to be your main website, that you're going to put your main domain, and then your funnels would be subdomains. But if this is going to be a store, or I have like Linktree created as a website inside of websites. I'm trying to think of other uses for a website. So the refund return policy is nice to have as well as a website. But those pre-designed Linktree pages are really nice. And they also have the digital business card designs so that you can just, you can put your digital business card there. So that website is just like different. You would only obviously use one of those pages unless, for whatever reason, even with Linktree, you're only going to use one Linktree. And then that would be the link in the bio that you use for Instagram. And then you can put as much as you want. You can say, read my blog, go to the podcast, go to our store, whatever you want people to do. So that's a really powerful way of using websites. So it's not necessarily building a new website, but if you have something like I have skincare products that I want to showcase a bunch of products and I want to keep them together, I build a new website for that. For the peptides, I built a website for, to showcase all the peptides because that stuff can get lost. So these are just different ways that you can use websites. And could you make it a funnel? Sure. I think the websites is cleaner, but if you make a funnel and you should have made a website, it's or vice versa. It's just about how simple or how complex you want to get with everything. All right. I think that's it. If you guys have any other questions or you want to get started with NOLA, again, the base of NOLA is high level. So, we do help you with setting this up. It's an extremely robust system. You don't have to use everything. We're just showing you how to use, like, even if you just use one feature in high level, it's worth it. It's just amazing. Even if you just used calendars, it will make your life so much easier.
Agreed. I hope you guys are still hanging with us, and also come back next Wednesday because we keep diving deep and giving you these good step-by-step tutorials so that if you're not sure, you're not confident, these are supposed to help you to get that extra boost, get your businesses up and running efficiently and professionally, you guys.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
See you. Bye, everyone.